So this is part two of, if you watch the first one, man, we got a car, yeah. This one's more serious. It's almost like a somber. How are we gonna fix our manufacturing issues in this country, the work ethic in this country, see all this, you waited a long time for your car. Everybody here has waited a long time for their car. We can't get skilled labor. I hate to use the word can't, but there is so much limited. And you're in manufacturing.
I am. I have similar problems. I can't.
High end, you're a machinist. You got what, 25 employees, something like
25
that.
employees, just
Build
finding
aircraft
time.
parts. So it's you're at the level where you need quality people.
Well, you know what? To do this, it has to be a new blood. I mean, you have to have that drive because it's social media, and they can make just as much money by posting on the internet and sit at home and do pretty much nothing. Where's that leading us down that path for the future? Where's their drive? Where's their...
That's political. When we print a bunch of money and give it away, that only goes for so far. At some point, people have to do something.
But you have to have the mechanical you have to have the option to learn it, the mechanical ability. Somebody's got to be there to say, hey, you know, this is a perch spring.
Yeah.
Until you told me it's called a perch spring, I don't know what it is.
Yep.
Who's going to teach that? I don't think that the teacher in class is going to teach it unless you're, you know, in a vocational hot rod building program.
Well, even if you're in vocational,
that's awesome.
It's not. I'm a tradesman. I believe in the crafts. There's a journeyman, but first you're an apprentice.
Yes.
And then after you spend the amount of time to get to understand the craft, this is the quality level, and you have to accomplish the task in a certain amount of time. You become a master. But I'm even more becoming aware that a master's obligation is to pass the craft down to the next generation.
But you have to give then you better have an apprentice program, because without that, and a mentor.
A mentor?
It's not going to work. So even in my trade, we don't have trade schools. I don't have, machinist schools or machining technology classes. Are few and far between.
Well, I'm actually on a school board, and I don't have a lot of use for a lot of the trade schools.
Okay.
We're getting young people that are misinformed about what it is that they're doing, so they come with an attitude of what they're worth. You have to untrain them to retrain them into the real world.
Right.
Okay, we didn't solve any. We're going to solve a problem here. How are we going to do that?
If you don't solve the problem here, there won't be this won't be in the future. This will be gone. So
I mentioned in the other video, we had 45 students here from the school. Didn't realize what they were here for until I told them. I said, we're going to build a car. I started out by asking them, I said, you know, we're going to build a car. Then I asked them, who believes we can build a car this year? And then a couple of them, the first question was, who wants to build a car? All right.
yeah.
Then is, who believes we can build a car through the school this year? And a couple of them. So I brought that young man up, and I asked him, I said, well, you know how to build a car? No. Well, I gave him the appropriate amount of time, but obviously he doesn't know how to build a car. I asked him, if you got any money? How are we going to pay for this? Well, we got no money, and you don't know how to do it. But I told him, I said, here's the deal. I'm created in the Creator's image. That makes me creative.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to be creative here. And we're going to figure this out. And there will be an intelligent design behind this thing. We will take raw materials
Yes.
and start from nothing. And when we're done, we will have a car. So I had a handful. We were over at the museum, hot rod shop, whatever you want to call it over there, where there was a lot of finished cars. They still had no clue that when I said we were going to build a car from nothing, we were
can't
gonna build a car from
right,
nothing.
They can't get the concept that a piece of metal taken off the rack
Exactly,
and cut into
exactly,
certain lengths and
exactly,
then shaped
yeah.
and welded to a fixture, and look, at all of a sudden you have a frame.
So by the time we came out of the glass shop, the fiberglass shop, we came through here, and I told them in the welding area, I said, here's, because they got a welding class, we have actually pretty good, I'm calling it, now here's what I'm calling it, applied education. It's a new concept, this is applied education. I said, how many of you in the welding class? Okay, we're over there. This jig here is not leaving this shop. You're gonna prep the metal there, you're gonna learn how to weld there, you're gonna do all that. I talked to the teacher, and he knew, he said, if you bring me 12 kids, you bring me 15 kids, you bring me whatever you bring me, Sean is committed, and so is Daryl. I got some great, these guys aren't just welders, these are, I mean, these guys are fabricators.
Yeah, oh, nice.
So it's, I mean, that's.
So to me, a fabricator can go start to finish, from bottom
Yeah,
ground up.
make this, I tell people I'm a paper engineer. Some people get their paper from a college.
Yeah.
I take a piece of cardboard, a piece of paper, and
Oh, okay.
I draw that shape, and I go, here you go,
There you
make
go.
that, I'll
I
come
got
back, and then you got a shock. So anyway, I told them, here's how my world works, pass, fail.
Okay.
You're gonna come here, I'm gonna give you a 2x3 piece of metal, just like we're gonna weld in the frame, two of them, you're gonna do it, bevel, da 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 da, you're gonna weld it. And my guys are gonna tell you yes or no. If you don't pass, that don't mean you can't weld, it just means you gotta learn a little bit more.
Right.
And I don't care if it's 12 kids, 6 kids, 1 kid, but if nobody passes, you can go back and learn some more before you weld this frame. But we are gonna build it to this standard, because this is the standard it is. So, we're gonna build our frame here, we're gonna go through all that.
Right.
But here's how I finished. I took them to your car.
Oh, yeah.
So I had them all gathered around your car,
Finished.
finished. Well,
That's the
yeah,
difference.
it was actually right where it is now. Reached over and Daryl started it. Boy, when it started, boy, you can feel it. And I don't know if you stood by next to it when it started.
Well, I've been in front of it every time, but those pipes will make you jump.
Well, and it's not just hearing it, you feel it.
Oh, yeah, you feel it.
You'll
It
feel
roars.
it. It's like it's got that. Can we get them excited?
That's the only way you can. Maybe, honestly, what you just said, maybe you start at the top and then work your way down. You can't get to the finish line without,
Oh, no. No.
starting here.
Well, we're
Okay,
building
look
the
at
motor.
what you're gonna have when you're finished. That's a drive, that's a goal.
Yeah, I spent the day today in the shop class. And I put a bunch of motor blocks, we donated a bunch of blocks and stuff. Last week, they learned how to read a ruler,
Okay,
and they know what a micrometer is.
okay.
I don't know how to use it, but they know what it is, maybe. So we're gonna go through them blocks and decide, was that a standard bore, is that a this?
Yeah,
So they're gonna use their tools.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with that, then we're gonna tear down motors, and
yeah. It'll give you the reason for why we do everything.
there's
And,
three, okay, so here, can I make a pitch?
All right,
I'm gonna make a pitch.
here we go.
It's gonna work.
Okay.
We can't give up on
No,
the
no,
next
no, no,
generation.
no, no.
So, Mountain Home, and my goal for Mountain Home, we had a goal thing last year, we're gonna be the, short-term goal is we're gonna be the best school in the state, which is not saying a whole lot, we're Arkansas. Well, I'm not, this is not my career, and being on the
Sure,
school
it's
board
great.
was not on my bucket
Right,
list
right,
either.
right, right.
So I've got 3 more years. By the time I'm done, I wanna be one of the best schools in the country.
Nice.
We can be one of the best schools in the country, and that's still not saying much because it's just not saying much. So it's low-hanging fruit. So that's what I want to do. So we're starting with this we have an Acme program, we're making a pathway out of this. But I need stuff. There is no budget, we have no budget. Matter of fact, we just tried to get a millage in town to do some repairs on our high school, and it was defeated soundly. So we've had to cut our budgets by 10% and all it. So, but that don't matter. It's not about money. This is not about money. Because we've got huge support in this community, and hot rodders are awesome.
They are.
It's like a whole brotherhood of itself. So I told these kids, there's 3 classes, you're each gonna build a motor. I'm expecting you to get to 400 horsepower. That's something that's doable.
That's fair.
I threw all these blocks down, I had a crank down, all these parts that they'll be needing to do. I said, we're gonna do a draft. just like the fantasy football, you have a draft. And we'll decide which class gets to go first, and you get a pick. Do you want that steel crank, or do you want that 4-bolt main, or do you want them double hump heads, or do you want, what do you want? So we're gonna let them pick their major parts that way. Do
Okay.
bench racing, we're gonna
Okay.
teach bench racing, and then we're gonna do, rebuild kits and do all that. But I have no budget, and I know you all got hot rod parts in your garage. We're gonna do a small block Chevy, and again, sorry Ford guys, we're gonna put it,
Exactly.
we're gonna put a 9-inch under the back though.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so that'll, make up for it. Send us your parts.
That's nice, that's awesome.
We need, and we were talking about we're gonna do carburetors. Well, maybe we can do a sniper. If we can get a sniper, put it in the pile. And I told the kids today, I said, I am not gonna help you with this. You'll have to do your own research. And don't pick junk. When you see what's there, bench race and build some horsepower.
Did you, there's a young lady that got interested in carburetors. You may see her online.
Okay.
And she specializes in rebuilding carburetors. And if I'm not mistaken, she's either in her last year of high school or just
Oh,
about.
really?
And she is phenomenal.
Wow.
So that might be an awesome contact because she's got the drive and she's becoming popular and she specializes and she's
You know what? I
genius.
pulled back a lot of old Hollies that were the right ones for the right motors on the old muscle cars. Maybe if I just pile her a bunch of old Hollies,
you'd be
she
surprised.
might rebuild me one and send one back. I'd like to make that contact.
No, she
I'll have to
is.
look.
She's good.
I don't know if we solved any world problems, but I'm
You
excited.
got a challenge, and
It's a
so
challenge. I love
that's
a challenge.
okay. Yeah, it would be. It'll keep you on your toes.
no, we're
I
going to
don't know
build a
what to say.
27. It's going to be
You're
awesome.
gonna do a 27.
A 27, no doors, it's
Okay.
a simple body.
Okay.
We've got a composites program started at our, it was an alternative school, but now it's a charter school, so it's,
Okay.
so we've got a legitimate composites program going, so we're gonna work on it there. I'm storyboarding, I got my project managers from the student side, it's coming together. So,
Nice. Well,
you don't
I will be
lose.
following for sure.
I
'cause
bet you
I'm
don't
going
lose.
To watch.
At your age and my age, you don't start something expecting to lose, do you?
Oh no.
Never, never.
I
We
got-
have
I got-
very similar backgrounds.
I'm a
We didn't start with a pile of money to get where we're at. No. We don't even talk about it here, but you do it with confidence.
yes.
First, you make the plan. Can I achieve it? And once you say, I'm doing it,
I'm exactly that way.
then you do it. So Mountain Home, we are gonna have an awesome,
Do it.
I told the kids, here's the standard. No, we ain't gonna make the standard. I wanna be above that.
Good.
So,
I think you will.
I think, I know,
think
I
you
believe.
will. I think you will.
I had a kid tell me, well, I think. Well, that's not believe. I ask if you believe
You're right,
or not.
and as long as those simple words that you stay out, don't use the word try, because that's why you're gonna try it, once you just do.
We're doing it.
Exactly. All right,
But cool.
well, good for you.
Awesome. It was great meeting you.
Thank you.
It was. It's been fun. It's been a
good.
fun 2 days. All right, and next year, we're gonna do starting today's, whatever date this is or whatever it is in the calendar, we're gonna have a Spirit Friends and Family reunion.
Nice.
It's gonna be a long weekend and then we're gonna build it into a whole week show. So hopefully you can come back next year.
I'll be here.
All right, very good.